Carl Jung sat in his office one afternoon, reviewing the file of a female patient. This woman never wanted anything for herself. She lived constantly for others' happiness, always seeking approval, always trying to appear humble and selfless. Jung wrote this sentence in his journal: "A woman's greatest tragedy is not that she doesn't desire, but that she believes desiring will be punished." Right now, as you're watching this screen, ask yourself, how long have you been apologizing for wanting things in your life? How long has dreaming big, being ambitious, wanting more for yourself been labeled as selfish? Who told you that you should stay in the background? Who taught you that big goals are for men only? Today, we're going to demolish that lie. Because wanting, demanding, taking, these are your rights too. And if you've been wondering why you're always the one giving while others take, why you're always supporting while others shine, don't close this video. Because today, we're going to destroy that passive, self-sacrificing, people-pleasing mentality. If you're ready, let's begin. Why always everyone else? Be a good wife. Be a good mother. Be a good daughter. Be a good employee. You've been crushed under all those be good statements, and one day, without even realizing it, you looked in the mirror and asked yourself, what did I want? Because you were so busy fulfilling everyone else's desires that you forgot your own. Worse yet, you forgot you even had the right to want. Like Jung's patient, one day you chose to become a supporting character in your own life instead of the protagonist. But this wasn't your choice. This was a role forced upon you. And today, you're going to tear up that script, because you weren't born to be an extra in someone else's story. You were born to be the queen of your own narrative. Do you know what happens when a woman knows how to desire? The universe bends. But you don't know how to desire, because you were never taught. Instead, you were taught to wait. The prince will come and save you. If you work hard, you'll be noticed. If you stay quiet, you'll be rewarded. Lies. All lies. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's going to examine your effort under a microscope. Life only responds to those who demand clearly, who speak up, who say, I am here, and this is what I want. Everyone else sits forever in the waiting room. Now I'm going to tell you a truth, and it might hurt. You appear not to want things, but actually, you're afraid. You're terrified of wanting, of demanding, of dreaming big, because this programming runs in your subconscious. If I want too much, I'll seem greedy. If I put myself forward, I'll be selfish. If I demand, I won't be loved. This is the chain of your captivity. You're working for a program that's sabotaging your own potential, and you didn't write this program. These are codes imposed on you by society, by family, by tradition. But today is the day you delete that program. Jung used to say, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Your fate isn't to be unhappy. Your fate is that magnificent life you're going to build with your own will. But first, you need to kill that victim identity in your subconscious. Because when a woman chooses to be a victim, she also refuses to be a queen. And you're at a crossroads. Either you'll continue in the victim role, or you'll put on your crown and ascend to your throne. So how will you desire? Most women desire like this. I wish I were happy. I wish I had peace. I wish I were valued. These aren't desires. They're whimpers. These aren't prayers. They're complaints. Life doesn't listen to your wishes. Life listens to clear commands. Jung would ask his patients, what does happiness mean to you? Does it have a color, a smell, a taste? Most couldn't answer. That's the problem right there. You're wanting something intangible, and the universe is sending you intangible results. It's mathematics. In a restaurant, a server comes and asks what you'd like. If you say something to eat would be nice, what will they bring? Maybe stale bread, maybe cold soup. And then you have no right to complain because you weren't specific. Life works the same way. If you're not specific, life throws random things at you. Desire is an art, and like every art, it has technique. First rule, Kill the vagueness. Don't say, I want a good life. Say, I want a life where I wake up with my coffee by the ocean, where I do work I love, where I see pride in my children's eyes, where my bank account shows this specific number. Second rule, stop apologizing. Don't add weakness phrases to your desires like, if possible, or maybe, or am I asking for too much? You don't need anyone's permission. You are born with rights. Third rule, say it out loud. Don't keep your desire in your mind. Write it, speak it, make it real. Because an unspoken desire is like an unborn child. It exists, but it doesn't. A woman's greatest enemy isn't another woman. A woman's greatest enemy is her own scarcity mindset. You dream, but you dream small. Because a voice inside says, isn't that too much for me? Do I deserve this? This voice is what enslaves you. This voice is your enemy. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, universal nature is not stingy. Only those who extend small cups receive little. You're standing at the edge of an ocean. There's infinite water before you, but you're holding a teaspoon. Then you cry and say, why do I receive so little? The problem isn't the ocean. It's your tiny spoon. It's the value you assign yourself. Today, throw away that spoon. Go to the ocean with a tanker, because women make up half the world's population, but receive only a small fraction of its resources. Why? Because they don't demand. Because they live the lie that women shouldn't want too much. Do you know what's in your DNA? Queens. Your DNA contains ruling, governing, taking. It's time to awaken that DNA. Stop telling anyone, I'm only worthy of this much. You're worthy of infinity. When you hear about a friend getting promoted, that sneaky feeling inside, when you see an acquaintance marrying an amazing partner, that sourness, it's normal. Because you were taught that success is limited. If she got it, there's none left for you. If she's beautiful, you must be ugly. If she's rich, you must be poor. This is poverty mathematics. This is loser logic. The truth is, success is an unlimited resource. One woman's brilliance doesn't dim another's. On the contrary, it illuminates the entire room. You can't fill your own cup by looking at someone else's. Turn your eyes to the ocean. It's infinite. There's enough for everyone. Kill that competitive feeling inside. Because competition is the game of the weak. The powerful don't compete, they create. You create too. Build your own empire without looking at someone else's. Epictetus had a saying, those who look at others' plates remain hungry. Those who plant their own fields are satisfied. What's your field? Where is it? Look there. Do you know how a child asks when they want something? Without any doubt, I want this, and they're certain they'll get it. Then, as we become adults, that faith dies. Fear, doubt, calculation take its place, and that's when we start losing. One of Jung's greatest discoveries was this. The formula for success is childlike faith plus adult strategy. You'll believe like a child, but work like an adult. Without this balance, nothing happens. If you only dream and do nothing, the result is zero. If you only work without believing, you burn out. When you combine both, you create miracles. During the day, be a warrior. Make your plan, set your strategy, take your steps. At night, let your soul rest in that childlike innocence. Faith doesn't accept doubt. Faith doesn't wait for proof. Faith says, I want this, and it will happen. Women who can establish this duality become invincible. You establish this balance too. Maybe you're saying right now, I work so hard but get no results. Let me give you a mathematical equation. Life is an equation. Effort times demand equals result. If your effort is 100, but your demand is 1, the result is 100. If your effort is 50, but your demand is 10, the result is 500. See? Effort alone isn't enough. You're not rewarded for how hard you work, but for how much value you place on that work. Most women ask for low returns on their effort because they have a fear inside. If I ask for too much, it won't happen. If you're working a job right now and not getting the salary you deserve, the problem isn't your boss. It's that you're not asking for that salary. If you're in a relationship and you're unhappy, the problem isn't your partner. It's that you're not demanding that happiness. Demand. Speak up. Life doesn't respond to the silent. It responds to those who demand. Seneca said, "Silence is consent." What are you consenting to by staying silent? Low salary, unhappy relationship, disrespect. Stop. Stop being silent and speak. Now I'm offering you a proposal. 90 days that will change the rest of your life. Why 90 days? Because science says this time frame is essential for a habit to take root. You've been running that bad programming in your head for years. It takes time to delete it. Here are the rules. Rule 1. Complaint fast. For 90 days, words like, "I can't," "impossible," "it's hard," "it won't work," won't come out of your mouth. The old you who used those words is dead. The new you only says, "I will." It will happen. How do I do this? Rule 2. Morning ritual. Every morning when you wake up, look in the mirror and ask yourself, "What do I want today?" And answer out loud. This question keeps your mind in demand mode all day. Rule 3. Secret operation. Don't tell anyone your goals. Keep them inside. Why? Because there's a trap in psychology called social reality. When you tell someone your goal and they say, "Wow, that's amazing," your brain releases dopamine. It gets satisfied as if you've already achieved it, and your action energy dies. Talking is doing's greatest enemy. What did Epictetus say? Sheep don't vomit to the shepherd to show how much grass they've eaten. They digest that food inside and produce milk and wool outside. Don't vomit your plans. Go deep like a submarine. Work silently. Let them think you've disappeared. The power that will pull you out of bed at 5 a.m. is the pressure of that secret you're keeping inside. Let people only see you when you deliver results. After 90 days, you won't be the same person. You'll be transformed. But there's a price. These 90 days won't be easy. Your old habits, your comfort zone will scream. Come back. It's safer here. Don't listen, because safety means death. Growth means risk, and you were born to grow. When you demand what you want, sometimes you'll hear no. Doors will slam in your face. People will disappoint you. That's the moment your character will emerge. How you manage no determines how powerful you become. No is not an ending. No is the universe asking you, do you really want this? If you give up at the first no, the system says, she didn't want it that bad. But if you strike harder after that no, the system says, this woman is serious. Let's clear the path. Marcus Aurelius said, the obstacle becomes the way. The obstacle in front of you is actually a tool that strengthens you. Think of an iron rod. You throw it in fire, you hammer it. You throw it in fire again, and finally that rod becomes a sword. Those no's in your life are that fire and hammer. You're becoming that sword. So don't fear no. Collect the no's, learn, get stronger, and demand again. Encountering resistance is proof you're on the right path, because empty boxes don't get guards. Where the treasure is, there's the guard. Pass that guard and take the treasure. Now I'm going to ask you the most dangerous question. Do you really want that thing you desire, or are you saying, it would be nice if it happened? Because there's an ocean of difference between the two. The difference between wanting and being compelled is as vast as the difference between life and death. Does a person want to breathe? No. A person is compelled to breathe. If someone holds your head underwater, you don't think, I hope I can get air. You do everything to get that air. You thrash, you kick. you'll break that hand if necessary. Because in that moment, you have no plan B. That's how you need to look at your big goal in life. Is this a hobby for me? Or is this my survival? Is this nice to have or must have? If you're saying nice to have, give up. Because you'll quit at the first difficulty. But if you're saying this must happen, nobody can stop you anymore. The brain is an interesting organ. If you tell it, we'll try, or it would be good, it gets lazy. But if you say, we must do this or we're finished, that brain suddenly transforms into the world's most creative solution machine. The greatest achievements in history came from people who said, I have no other choice. Put yourself in that corner too. Burn the ships. Don't leave a return path, because if you have an escape plan in your pocket, you'll never fight with full power. Women especially do this a lot. They always look for a plan B. If it doesn't work, I'll do this. If it doesn't work, I'll do that. No, plan B is plan A's killer. Focus only on plan A and believe in that plan so much that no other possibility remains. That's when the universe opens a path for you. Now I'm going to tell you a truth nobody tells you. Women are actually much more powerful than men. Why? Because a woman can think both intuitively and logically. She can use both brain hemispheres simultaneously. But here's the problem. This power wasn't taught to you. On the contrary, this power was hidden from you. Because in societies, women's power has always been seen as a threat. But there's nothing to hide anymore. You're a being who can think with both your heart and your brain. This gives you tremendous advantage. Men generally use either logic or emotion. You can combine both. When making a business decision, you can both calculate the numbers and feel the emotional energy of that business. In a relationship, you can both hear the words and understand what's not being said. This is a superpower, but you're not using this power. Because you were taught, women are emotional, illogical. Lie. You are both. Use both. That's when you become invincible. Jung called this using the balance of Anima and Animus in psychology. Activate both your feminine and masculine energy simultaneously. Be soft but determined. Be compassionate but ruthless. Be nurturing but commanding. A woman who can live this paradox obtains everything. Open social media. What do you see? Perfect lives, perfect bodies, perfect relationships. And what do you feel? Inadequacy. This is the greatest curse of the modern age. The poison of comparison. You're constantly looking at others' shop windows, and when you return to your own home, you're unhappy. But you're forgetting one truth. Those windows are fake. Everyone shares their best moment. Nobody shares their tears, their fights, their failures. You're comparing a curated life with your real life, and you're losing. Stop this game. Your competitor isn't someone else. Your competitor is yesterday's you. Is today's you better than yesterday's you? That's the only question. Someone else being at kilometer 10 doesn't mean they're better than you being at kilometer 2. Everyone's path is different. Everyone's timing is different. Just look at your own path. Marcus Aurelius's golden words: the greatest victory is victory over yourself. Try to surpass yourself. Be a little better each day. Don't look at someone else's Instagram. Look at your own mirror. Because the woman you see in that mirror is your only real competitor. Pass her, transform her, grow her. Now I'm going to give you one final formula. This formula is both spiritual and practical. Its name is the abundance cycle. First, desire, demand, be specific. Then work, sweat, take action. Then believe, don't doubt, surrender. And the final stage, give. Yes, you heard right. As you receive, give. Because abundance is like flowing water. Where it stops, it rots. The more you give, the more you receive. But attention, giving is not self-sacrifice. Giving is pouring from your overflowing cup into someone else's cup. First you'll be full, then you'll overflow, and that overflow will feed someone else. Most women give by emptying themselves. Their own cup is empty, but they're distributing to everyone. Then they remain exhausted, unhappy, tired. No. First be full yourself. Be full of wealth, happiness, peace. Then overflow. This isn't selfishness. It's intelligence. On an airplane, when the oxygen mask drops, you put it on yourself first, then your child. Because if you die, you can't save your child. Life is the same. Save yourself first, then save someone else. This cycle works both spiritually and materially. It works in money, in love, in peace, desire, work, believe, give, and return to the beginning. When this cycle operates, your life becomes a flood of abundance. But don't skip any part of the cycle. All four are essential. So, we've come this far. For about 20 minutes, I've told you the truths. Now you know. You know how to desire. You know how to demand. You know how to take. There's no more excuse of not knowing. From now on, if you fail, the reason won't be ignorance. The reason will only be cowardice, and that's a very heavy burden. Because knowingly not using your potential is the greatest crime you commit against yourself. Now you're going to decide. There are two paths. Path 1. Close this video. Return to your life. Tomorrow morning, be the same woman again. Keep dreaming small. Live quietly. And 20 years from now, look in the mirror and say, I wish I had been brave. I wish I had desired. I wish I had taken. But it's too late. Path 2. Get up, right now. Kill that old identity. Birth the new identity. The woman who desires. The woman who demands. The woman who takes. The woman who doesn't apologize, doesn't ask permission, doesn't answer to anyone. The queen. This path won't be easy. You'll disconnect from your circle. Some people who loved the old, you won't love the new you, because you're no longer controllable. You're dangerous now, but you know, don't you? Roads walked alone lead to the summit. Crowds always go to the cliff. Which path are you choosing? When you make your decision, write it to me in the comments. Just one phrase. I demand. Let this be your first command. The first command you give for yourself. And the moment you give this command, the mechanism will start working. The universe will hear you. Doors will open. Opportunities will come. Because the universe doesn't listen to the silent, it listens to those who demand. Now you're one of those who demand. Welcome, Queen.